Why do you need terminal where you have
or CLI?
Why do you need terminal where you have Hello, everybody, and welcome to You and I Builder Live, where sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. My name is Maria Gabriela Ochoa Press-Wechter. I am an outbound product manager at ServiceNow, and with me today is
Brad Tilton. Me too.
That was like the cleanest intro I've ever done, and you just had to go and ruin it. So
yours was good.
Welcome, everybody. Today we're going to have a little bit more an unusual episode. We're probably not going to build something. We might get there. Who knows? We're going to be talking about our new store releases in UI Builder and highlighting some other features that are also coming out, or rather that are already out. Our next episode is going to be on June 13th. And that is going to be our 1-year celebration of You and I Builder Live. Now, yes, I know it's a little bit late. I kind of forgot that this might be a fun thing to do. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back to episode 1, You and I Hungy. And we're going to have a rebuilding challenge. We're going to see how fast we can rebuild that app with all of the new features that UI Builder has grown and created and released over the past year. And then we're going to have a special edition episode. I'm trying to figure this out right now, but on June 27th, we're not going to be here. Me and Brad are going to be on PTO, so someone else is going to take over the show. Who it is, I don't know. What they're going to do, I don't know. Not yet, anyways.
I'm going to be floating in a lake.
You're going to be in a lake? I'm going to be in the ocean.
Nice. We'll both be floating, though. That's nice.
We should have like a Brad cam and a Gabby cam just showing us relaxing while people here are trying to work.
We can host that on as AJB on a cruise.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, that's spoilers for a much later episode. But today, we're going to go ahead and see what Brad has in store for us.
Oh.
No pressure, Brad.
All right. You know what we didn't do? We didn't do screen sharing before we started the episode.
So, no, we didn't. So while you figure that out, I will plug. Oh, what happened to my camera? Oh, no.
Good. I was going to make this like a real tight episode. There we go. Hey, there's a white screen. All right. We're going to go over a couple of things today. So we had the May store release. So one of the big parts of the May store release for our world is UI Builder is now a store app in the store as of Washington. So we had Washington store release 1 that came out in February when EA dropped. And so Washington store release 2 came out in the middle of May. We will have a Washington store release 3 and 4. So UIB gets updated 4 times a year. And we're going to show off some of the things that got updated. The off family store releases, the ones in May and November, are a little bit tougher because people aren't really looking out for new release content at that point. And so, you know, we're trying to do this to socialize some of that. Also, the CLI got some updates in May. CLA, I don't know what's going on. The CLI got updates in May. as well. And so there were a couple of big updates if you are doing custom component development. So we're going to start with that, but not spend a ton of time on it. And yeah, so I have, so we don't have anything to build, but I also, in true UNI Builder Live fashion, don't have a PowerPoint or anything. So we will at least show things. So it's kind of a compromise. But let's go ahead and start with the CLI. So we'll just show, so SNC UI component, this is riveting, but version, so there's a new version out. It is 26.4.0. You can update that through the store. I can zoom in more. Yeah. You can update that through the store, or there is a GitHub link that I think we will be able to post here if you don't have store access. So new version of the CLI. Some of the big things about this are we are now supporting up to Node 16, which is still sounds silly if you know a lot about Node because there's newer versions, but we're supporting Node 16. The other thing that you won't really see a lot of differences about, but it's kind of a big deal moving forward, is that when we came out with the CLI itself, the UI component extension, it was a fork of our current internal CLI that we use to build components. And so we've actually been maintaining kind of two branches of this CLI. And one of the big things we did in this release is we married them back together. So what you are using from May forward is the same thing that our internal developers are using to build components. So there's a few like little things that if you're super familiar with developing components, you might notice some differences and some cool things you can do. We're not going to go into it a ton here, but that's one of the big ones. The other big thing is that we're now supporting profiles with the UI component extension. So before you had to use the login command in the UI component extension specifically, where the SNC CLI actually used profiles. So now the component extension is using profiles itself. This was kind of a security issue with the login command. But one of the things that you need to know if you want it to work is that you also need to update the SNC CLI to the version we released in February, which is, what's the version one? Oh, I can't, it won't tell me. Oh, there's, okay. Here we go. So Alias did this event. So the UI component actually used the login command. So if you've always been developing against the same instance, you might not have noticed this, but it didn't support profiles. So now you can, when you develop, or I guess when you scaffold a project or when you deploy, you can also pass a profile with it and deploy and develop against different places. Yeah, so 1.1.2 is the version of the SNC CLI you need, and then the UI component extension is 26.4. So those were some updates. We have a pretty robust, I feel like, roadmap planned for the CLI. So if you saw it not get any updates for a couple of years and didn't think we cared about it anymore, we do care about it. It has investment. We're going to keep updating it. And so we have some nice things on the roadmap for it, but these are all kind of just getting it back up to speeds. One of the things we would really like to do is support the most current version of Node, and then also kind of make it a little lighter when you're scaffolding a project as well. I think that's everything I have. Oh, we're also the dev server, when you do develop and then open up the CLI, should respond a lot faster. So we've made some performance improvements to the CLI and local development as well.
I think my favorite part of Knowledge was sitting at the component building, Ask the Experts, and hearing Alap just like say a whole bunch of things that made no sense to me about this, and it was so exciting.
And then I just repeated all of the things that Alap told us at Knowledge is basically what this last 10 minutes was. Yeah.
I wasn't going to call you out like that, but
it's fine. It's fine. You did it indirectly, which is just as effective. We will now move to, oh, here's an incident form. We're going to move into UIB now. So let's start with plugins. So that was CLI updates. There will be more CLI updates later this year, safe harbor. But can I zoom out some more? I'm going to zoom in again. So the CLI updates, we will have more later on. We're not going to do any NED tools, which is what we're calling the Next Experience Developer Tools. We have been referring to it as NED tools internally, and I like that a little better, although it's a little odd sounding. And we didn't update that in May, but we are planning on doing that in the next couple of months.
So some more.
I will zoom again. Sorry, this is my 27-inch 4K monitor, and there we go. This is good. So we went to plugins. Let's look at UI Builder. Where is UI Builder?
Fun plug and reminder for everybody, UI Builder is now a store application. So if you don't see any of the stuff that we're talking about in your instance of Washington UI Builder, make sure you go and upgrade like Brad just showed.
That's right. So the newest version is 25.2.4. This came out on May 9th. I only remember that because it was the Thursday of Knowledge. And I think,
wait, please tell me that we're literally going to sit here for the next 47 minutes and just read the release notes.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
No, that would be a power move.
These are basically all the release notes. So we're going to show them. I wanted to see if it was dependent on a specific Washington patch. And that's something I should have looked at before. I don't know if you have to be on patch 3, but we can find that out. Nobody asked that. It's just a question that came into my head. So if you're on Washington, go ahead and update your UI Builder so you get the most recent version that we're talking about here. So there's a very obvious first update to UIB.
That completely made our labs screenshots outdated the moment we presented them.
That's right. Yeah, we built labs, and then 2 days after we presented them, they were now outdated because we have this really nice new UIB homepage.
I think it's super cool.
It is nice. I love the search being at the top. So this is the new UIB homepage. You know, the main reason we shipped a new homepage here is because it just makes the user experience a lot better using UIB. And not just getting too long lists of experiences and page collections. And so here we have a few things going on. So we obviously have the search bar where I can start searching and find either an experience or a page collection. And then once I start opening things, I also have my most recently opened 5 experiences and page collections. I can go view more and see the full list here, but you know, a little bit more contextual. I think for most customers, you're probably working in the same 1 or 2 workspaces most of the time. So hopefully this makes things a little easier for you. It's also a little easier to create new experiences or page collections. The process of creation hasn't changed, but you know, it's a little more obvious. And then I think we have like 60 something pieces of content, all these different videos and tutorials and stuff. So this is worth exploring. If I go in here, yeah, we've got all sorts of help content in here as well. And then you can always go to the full list of experiences or the full list of page collections. So this is similar to what you've seen before, except the search bar is right here instead of having to click into and do a contain search. So this is just a new thing. We also have some cool stuff planned for the Xanadu store release 1, which is the August release. And as we do more things within UI Builder, you might see more tabs across the top and more functionality from this page. One of the coolest things about this page that you may have noticed is that it has this Made in UI Builder tag with it. And yes, the UI Builder engineering team did build this page using UI Builder itself, which is kind of fun. So yeah,
that means we can steal it. I mean, borrow it.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, you probably could at least.
Can we borrow it real quick?
Itself.
After we do the thing we're here to do.
Let's do, I don't even know that we wanted, well, it's not all that complicated, but.
We did it once.
No, that's not the experience I want. Let's do my knowledge lab because it has some nice stuff in there. All right, so let's go ahead and open an experience. So that was the first thing. There's 3 things we're going to show here. So that was thing number 1. That's not what I wanted to open.
Update. It is letting me update to version 25.2.4 on an instance that only has Washington patch 1.
Oh, nice. Great.
Right, I just had to refresh the store connection. So if you guys are having that same issue, just refresh your store connection and it should show up.
All right, so this is a knowledge lab that I built that we'll kind of use to show some of the other stuff. We're loading. I clicked real fast a few times and it may be mad at me. You'll also notice, I can't remember, did we do this in store release 1 or 2 with the new the builder itself having a fairly newer theme? So one of these 2, okay. We are trying to, you should be able to update UI Builder in the PDI. Yeah, so UI Builder does not have any licensing associated with it. And so you should never have to go to the store to actually update UI Builder. You can just do it from your instance, whichever instance that is.
That's something that starting out really confused me because I was like, I don't know how to connect to the store. And we always call it a store application, but in your instance, you go to plugins, application manager to update it. So there's a lot of confusion out there, but you can upgrade it on your PDI. Just go to the application manager by typing in plugins to your filter navigator.
Nice. So thing number 2 we did in the Washington release is we actually rebuilt this entire middle section of UIB. So we call this the stage. We call it stage 3.0. Is our internal name for it, but it's just the new stage. And the biggest part about it is actually a WYSIWYG. So this is the actual renderer that you get when you render this page in runtime. It's not the preview anymore. And so this should help with having to save the page and preview it all the time, especially when you're doing styling and you're not really sure how it's going to act. So one of the parts of that you'll see is that you do get the app shell as well with the rest of the page, so you can kind of see what that looks like in the runtime. The other thing that you get is if you have a repeater, you have all of the different items in the repeater showing here, and it is also more performant than the old preview, so that should be helpful as well. There are some things that may not be exactly the same because we have to optimize performance, and we were loading all this other stuff around it as well. But for the most part, it is kind of what you see is what you get. One of the things that you might not get here is if the page needs to be passed parameters, or if something needs to happen on click, you may not see that on the page. But other than that, this is the actual renderer that you see in the runtime.
Is that a repeater component showing more than one?
Let's where are we? Body. There we are. Repeater.
It's a repeater component showing more than one preview. Too. We got the number back.
Came back. So that's cool.
That's super cool.
Also, if you want to know how to build this page, you can do my knowledge lab, which was not quite ready for you to do yet. But anyway, so this was thing number 2. What's in the middle? The third one is we have changed how we show JSON in some different spots, mainly with the data resource output. So in Washington Store Release 1, you might remember that so we added this visual data binding where it's no longer, data resource name dot. You can just go in and kind of click through, and there are some parts of this that are really nice because I can now discover a lot of what this is, and I don't have to know all of the the entire schema of what I'm trying to do in order to get there. I can explore things like page properties and see all of the session properties that are associated with the user and things like that. So this was Washington Store Release 1. And then we kind of changed the data resource output to match that. So before, this was still just JSON. And that sometimes made it kind of hard to know, okay, I want to take some of this output from my data resource, but I'm not quite sure how it matches up, because some of the data resource output would actually show me display names, and the data pills are going to show me the actual field names. So now it should match up a little better to where I can still kind of click through and see values, but then I can also see this in more of a JSON structure as well. The nice thing about the JSON structure is it does give me the different kind of colors and icons for arrays or objects or strings. And so I still have that, but then I can kind of, scroll through this in a better way than the pill view.
I think this is a huge accessibility win, because I have a really bad problem with being able to read giant blocks of code, and seeing it broken up by different data types there is really cool. And also, if you go back to the visual data binding, this view is also available here.
That's right.
Click the button and show them.
Oh, this one. Sorry.
Thank you. We have a question from the chat, Brad.
Yes.
And I know the answer, but I want to know if you know the answer. Do you know if the Chrome toolbar and those other properties that activate sidebars, headers, etc., are going to be added to the UI builder so it's not so difficult to implement?
So the sidebar is already available, right? So if you're in a workspace and you need to add icons to the sidebar, you can do that through the experience view. For things like the Chrome toolbar, no. Right now, we don't have. I would not look for that in the near future, I guess.
I wanted to know how you were going to word that.
Yeah, I can't be super definite about
it. So just to be a little bit more skirting the line of what'll get me in trouble, as Brad sweats profusely over there, I do want to make a quick distinction between the things that you're asking for, because a lot of like the Chrome toolbar is associated with portal experiences versus what's available to configure for a workspace. So like a workspace sidebar is available to configure, but these two sort of experiences are going to experience different levels of growth in the near future. So keep an eye out for the workspace configurations that are coming.
All right. That was thing number 3, right? Let me look at my notes and see. The other thing that we have enabled but won't matter at this point is that I believe, and I haven't tested this, but it's in the release notes, I believe we have added a banner to UIB so that when you upgrade to Xanadu and you need to upgrade the store app, it will tell you, hey, there's a new version of UIB, go ahead and update it. So that's kind of the biggest downside of moving something to the store, is that it's a little harder to know, am I on the most recent version? I'm going to go look at all my updates and, oh, hey, I have 100 apps that I can update. How do I do this? So that's one of the ways that we're tackling that, at least from the UIB perspective, is that we're going to tell you from inside of UIB that it needs to be updated, or it can be updated. I will also say we did add to the What's New dialog. So anytime you're wondering if you've upgraded What's New, this is a place to go check. You can see that we added the WYSIWYG. I think the rest of this stuff was in Washington Store Release 1. But yeah.
So I wanted to see something. So this is the WYSIWYG new stage 3.0 internal name thing. If you could open up a workspace in your regular platform view real quick, just like SOW works, and then go to the form page.
My form might look weird. Why is the guy?
I'm really sad that we're in the Tilt New instance instead of the Bradshington instance.
I know. That instance is problematic. I'm going to have to kill it and put up a new one.
So in the top right corner, if you click on your avatar.
Oh, that's a good call.
We can configure page and we can go to form layout, right?
Yep.
So now my question is, what happens if we do the same thing inside of the stage preview now that it's showing the avatar?
It's nothing.
It's not clickable?
No, it's just there to show you. So we've done some things with the stage to control that. But sorry, I had exited out of the. I thought we were going to show a form builder, which is what I clicked on.
No, I was hoping we could just dramatically destroy the system live, but I guess they thought of it ahead of time. Bummer.
They did. There are some smart people on the UI builder. You can't mess with it.
I do like that it shows the instance tools. That makes me happy.
Yeah, so I mean, it's rendering what your view will look like, right? So I have instance tools enabled. This is a good. What if we? No, that's Now Assist. What if we do this?
Oh.
And then refresh UIB.
Oh, okay, that's kind of sick.
Nice. So that worked. It's not showing me the. Oh, it did show me the red circle. There we go. Yeah, so it's showing me, as Ailey says, what you see is what you get. WYSIWYG. I don't. Does anybody else, when they type WYSIWYG, I'm like, what you see is what you get as I'm typing letters. Anybody else?
I don't even try to type it.
Oh.
I know it's going to end in failure.
All right. I think that's the end of the content for this episode. Should we take some questions? Do you have anything?
Do we want to try copying the layout?
Copying the layout? What do you mean?
Copy the layout of the homepage. Let's make our own page with it.
Oh, of the UIB homepage?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And we'll wait for questions to come in.
Yeah, ask questions while we do this weird thing. UI Builder default. I'm curious to see what we can actually do here.
Because if so, I'm just going to use this UI like for the rest of forever for all my applications.
Right. Oh, it's a private scope. So we can't like duplicate the variant and change the UIB homepage, which in my opinion is a good thing. But we could access this layout and then use it to build our own thing if we wanted to. And so we we don't have the option. Oh, I do have the option to
do. Click it.
I don't want to. Scope here.
Just go to global.
All right.
And today was the last episode of UI Builder Live.
Homepage. Let's go. Be great if we could make it even better and then ship this with the UI Builder. All right, we can now edit content.
That's awesome, but we're stuck in this experience. So if we want to copy it over to a new experience and use it there, we're going to have to do the macroponent way anyways, right?
Oh, I thought you wanted to replace the UIB homepage with something else.
No, I wasn't trying to be evil. It's chaotic good, not chaotic evil.
What if we do... What if this is how we ship it out of box now?
Change made in UI Builder to made in Yibble.
We should do that. All right. This is all random at this point. So if you have better things to do, you're welcome to drop off.
Well, there goes our viewer retention.
Ooh, how did they put that there?
How did they put that there?
Who do you think that is? Let's see. There's a lot of stuff on this. Yeah, let's...
It wouldn't be a custom component, would it?
It might be because it floats around. Is there anything under page container? No. List container. List tabs. It appears on all the list tabs. Wait, what's this? Oh, I think this is it.
Oh.
No, show created. This is domain.
Oh, no. That's the create button in the top right corner.
I don't know.
Maybe they just have a component on every list tab?
No, this is the create button.
Oh, that is the create button. Move it to the left.
If I go CSS styles, no. I mean, they had to make it float somehow, so.
I am invested.
I don't know, it looks like a custom component that they've added in there.
They wouldn't just add it to each individual tab, you think?
Show create experience modal. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's in the list tabs. Check the list tabs.
Yeah, but it'd have to be in all of them.
I'm not. I mean, if that's what it takes, that's what it took, man.
Create new, help. Oh, maybe did they do something to the body component? I'm sure they cheated and did something that we can't see. It is the UIB engineering team.
True. There has to be maybe an event when that gets clicked.
I don't think it's clickable.
It is, I thought.
I don't think so. I think I tried to click on it.
Position absolute, exclamation mark important.
Okay, let's see. How do we get to the... Oh, no, I want to... Yeah, there we go. So what I really want to see is if I change this and go to the UIB homepage, is it actually going to show that? Let's do a hard refresh. It doesn't work. So you probably shouldn't do this.
Next, and You and I Builder Live, a public apology and a patch.
I mean, I don't think it's that harmful, but yeah, if you needed to do something to this page, you could. It's all built in UIB. But the cool thing about this is that all of these UIB pages and the modals and all of this stuff, like you can look at how we made it and, you know, build your own cool builder if you wanted to on ServiceNow. Was that, yeah. Nobody's asked any questions since we...
No, I think we're all invested in figuring out how they got that to hover.
Oh yeah, see, it's not click. Well, let's, we could we use the dev tools.
Use the dev tools, yes. Use their own tools against them. And you know what's really funny?
What?
We could probably just ask one of our many coworkers who would probably be able to tell us very quickly how this is done. But this is much more fun.
I'm sure they would be fine with telling us. So this is, where are we at? Oh no, this is not the inspector anymore. I did the wrong thing.
This would make a fabulous April Fool's joke. Just change all the links in a duplicated variant so that someone has no idea what's going on. That is chaotic evil. What I was thinking was trying to figure out how we could insert the Konami code in here and then have the confetti shooting out from the sides.
So it's under the tabs.
It is under the tabs.
Well, but it's not in the tabs, I guess is what I'm saying.
Oh.
Page simple. Oh, this is, I think this is added, not in UIB.
Oh.
So if I'm reading this correctly, everything is UIB except for the thing that says it was made in UIB is possible.
I want to replicate this functionality now and just have it.
I'm sending some messages after we're done to figure out how this is actually added.
This would be great. We could have it on our actual show and have Made with Yibble a part of every app we build.
That's right. I like it.
We have a business purpose.
Business purpose.
Watermarking for our videos.
Yeah. All right. I think we're done.
I guess I'll allow it. Okay. So, hello, everybody. Once again, thank you guys so very much for watching. I wanted to have one last quick plug. A quick thank you and goodbye to Ailey, who is going to be traveling to Norway and doing really awesome stuff over there on a mission. And I am super excited for her. But I wanted to quickly say #Yailey. Thank you so much for your contributions to the community, to the show. You're an awesome MVP. And I'm going to miss you so much.
Ditto. Everything that Gabby said.
Oh my gosh. You're probably that person who, like, someone writes something really meaningful on a card and then just says, comma, Brad at the end.
Yeah, well, I do and Brad.
Oh, and Brad. Okay. But yes, I wanted to say thank you, Ailey, and I hope you have safe travels. Ailey's going to be doing a blog for her travels in Norway, and I'm really excited about that. You should ask her if you're interested in signing up for it. And then I guess I'll do some final plugs. I hope everybody's been rested from knowledge. It has certainly been a very restful week for me. I am still exhausted, but we have some really awesome stuff coming up in the future. So we've got the year celebration on the 13th of June. We've got the guest episode on the 27th of June. And then July, it's going to be the Gabby birthday extravaganza again. We're going to have Build Along Month. So if you know how to reach me on SNDev, send me app ideas. We're going to try to see how quickly we can build an app on Build Along Month. And you're going to be able to build it with us. And then who knows what it'll become. I have no idea what I want to build yet. But it's going to need to cover 2 episodes. So it's got to be a good app idea. So let me know. Chat, send me a message me on LinkedIn or whatever. And then on July, we're also going to have a contest to name this guy that's off screen right now. Earl. No, not Earl. We're not naming Earl. We're naming the octopus in my background. So if you would like to be a part
I heard my name and I just clicked the button.
If you like to be a part of Yibble history and name the octopus in the background. No, the octopus is not called Earl, although that would be so funny. So this is all the stuff that we have coming for you in the summer. I am super excited. Thank you once again so much for supporting us and watching us for the past year. Anything you would like to say, Brad?
No, I appreciate everybody watching us. It's always nice to hear, when somebody says that some of the silly things that we do on this show actually help them to use UI Builder is always great. And so, yeah, keep the feedback coming. If there's something you want to see on the show, let us know on a YouTube comment or by messaging us. So, yeah, thanks, everybody. And we have a lot of fun doing this.
I was waiting for you to say, me too.
Me too.
Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I hope you have a happy rest of your Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.